My little sister's 18 female best friend 18 female came onto me during a sleepover, and we had sex. She wants to date me 20 male. My little sister has been friends with her best friend for roughly 7 years. Her friend used to dislike me. But as we got older, I think she had a crush on me. To be precise, I'm about a year and a half older than her. She's turns 19 in a few months and I barely turned 20 last month. As we got older, her friends started getting close with me and we became friends ourselves. She's cute, nice, and a good person overall. I like her. But I kind of feel like she may be a little too young for me. She and my sister hang out a lot at our place mostly, and she stays over very often. The funny thing is that all three of us go to the same university, so I do see her friend around a lot. Well, her best friend had been flirting with me for a while and my sister even told me it seemed like she was into me. Anyways, she came over the other night to stay the night. She and my sister hung out and she asked me to hang out with them. We had a pretty good time, and she was supposed to take my bed, and I would take the couch. She called me to help her fix the TV, and she ended up trying to seduce me and get me in bed with her. I was pretty hesitant considering her age and friendship with my sister. But she got touchy with me, and I went in and gave her what she wanted. We had some good sex and even fell asleep together for a while until I had to leave before everyone woke up. After that, she texted me and wanted to talk. She said she had feelings for me and that she liked me. And she also asked if we could give it a chance because she thinks we could be something together. She told me she wanted something serious, and that she felt bad when she would see me hang out with other girls, and that she wants it to be just her. I like her and all, it's just I don't want to be judged for the age, because she's a bit young. The other thing is that I want to discuss this with my sister. So what do you guys think of the age gap, and about talking with my sister? A year and a half is barely a gap. If you like her, then go for it. He should talk to his sibling first. This has a lot of potential to duck up her life more than his. You are barely a year older than her, and you are both college students. Nobody is gonna judge that small age difference. It's irrelevant. And would be unnoticeable for most. I'd say, if you like her, give it a try. However, if you think you should first have a word with your sis to make sure that she's not weirded out by her brother dating her BFF, then okay. Talk to her first. She will likely be happy for you guys. Second story. What can I with my family who refuses to have any relationship with me after me catching mom cheating and can't forgive her for it? This is a throwaway account since I really cannot let my friends and family who knows my real account know I'm seeking advice from strangers. My mom F51 cheated on dad 58. If it was the first time, I don't know, although I doubt it, but CA 9 months ago my younger sister F23, and I caught her in the action in mom and dad's bed when we got the dates mixed and showed up the wrong weekend to a supposed family gathering. I don't want to go into details since I don't know how much is relevant here, but the way we found them probably added to my anger and unforgiving of her. She swore it was a one-time thing and yada yada yada. Dad believed her even though this crushed his spirit, and he is not his bubbly self after that and has lost a lot of weight since. Nobody else believed her but my other siblings M33, M31, F31, F23, and some of the other family members who found out thought if he forgave her it was good enough for them, and after a few months everything was supposed to be as usual. I did not however forgive her, and I told her that evening she was dead to me, and she was never to be a part of my or my baby's F3 months life. I was pregnant at the time, and I was supposed to break the news in that gathering. I kept my promise, and refused to see or talk to her throughout the pregnancy, and she was raging and calling me selfish, cold-hearted, and an AH for depriving her of her first grandchild. Not only her. The rest of the family seemed to think I am at the wrong too. Including Dad, and they all went NC with me. I suspect it's to pressure me to talk to her again, but my sister said no, they all just think I am a big AH, and don't want anything to do with me. The only ones on my side are my one cousin and of course myself. I can't forgive her not only for what I witnessed that will haunt me for the rest of my life, but even because of what Dad has become. I have never seen him so defeated and depressed. Always on the verge of tears whenever I ask how he was and the last time we met. A month or so before I gave birth he cried in the nursery. He was helping me preparing for my daughter. I resented my mom even more, and the thought of her in my life honestly makes me want to vomit. No one from my family have met my daughter since her birth. No one asked her, called, or did anything. My son in a desperate attempt sent a picture of me and my newborn baby to my family chat group and none responded. It feels like this is becoming a battle of me versus mom, and she is winning. The problem is I love my family so much. We have always been so close. I wouldn't mind them having a relationship with both me and mom, but they're set on going NC as long as I'm excluding mom from my life. I miss them, and most of all I miss dad, who I believe needs me now more than any other time. I am very lost and tired of crying myself to sleep every night, but I can't rid myself of the resentment. What can I do? Too long didn't read mom 51 cheated on dad 58. She was forgiven by the whole family but me. Now my family went NC with me. Edit, thanks a lot for the support I'm getting both here and on the chat, although many are saying I am being very dramatic and cheating isn't that bad, and that I'm being silly to feel traumatized. I'm not judging cheaters, and I'm sorry for everyone who felt triggered. Of course many can come back from infidelity and stay in their relationship. I am just telling my experience. I am not neither here nor privately going to give the kinky details. It's not about that. I'll leave that to your imagination and my nightmares. I will however tell what transpired afterwards. As I said, little sister and I got the dates mixed and went to mom and dad's home. We heard commotion in mom's voice, and we thought she had fallen or something and hurt herself, so we ran upstairs in fear. When they saw us, it was the usual mom sobbing, telling us it's not what you think, it's not what you think. While getting dressed, the dude ran to the bathroom and my sister is yelling and crying. I asked mom, is dad in on it, does he know? Because I thought they maybe had an arrangement. The dude then goes out, I in my dad's bathrobe smirking, and he sat on the bed and started smoking. My sister is hysterical now, and I started yelling, what's going on? Does daddy know? I took out my phone to call dad and turned to get out of there, but mom jumped at me and knocked the phone out of my hand and begged me to stop. The dude then went to the door and locked it, and stood there blocking it, chuckling. I turned to mom and told her to let us out. She came towards me and slapped me twice around my face, yelling at me to calm down. Sister was screaming, leave her alone, she's pregnant, you slut, and she had called dad and started sobbing and begging him to come. The dude heard dad is coming, so he took off the robe and started getting into his clothes in front of us. I took my sister and ran out and sat in the car waiting for dad. And that's what happened. Update. First of all, thank you guys for still reaching out to me asking how I am and if I had an update. I'm afraid things got a lot worse the last couple of weeks, and I'm very sorry if you were waiting for a happier update. I have tried to make this update as short as possible. If you wonder about anything, I will try to answer as best as I can. I mentioned in my OP that one cousin F22 took my side, or should I say she didn't cut me off. She did some investigation and found out that there was this rumor about my little sister not being my dad's biological daughter. My mom told my siblings that I was the one who had spread this rumor to hurt her reputation, and that's what made them go and see. When I told my so this, he was very shocked and told me he's been receiving anonymous texts and emails from a guy claiming that I was unfaithful with him, and that our baby isn't my SO's. My so didn't want me to know this before because of how I was still undoing. I made a final desperate attempt to contact my siblings and dad and wrote them a very long email and asked my cousin to send it to them to make sure they got it. The only response I got is my oldest brother's fiancé emailing my so that we're uninvited to her and my brother's wedding in April. That was a week ago. Yesterday dad called my so. He told him that he felt obligated to tell him the truth about me. That I have been lying to everybody, and that I have made up the whole mom having an affair thing to cover my own unfaithfulness, and he advised my so to take a paternity test to make sure our baby is his. I heard everything because so had put him on speaker. I am sorry, my update is lame and rather horrible. I have been crying on and off since yesterday. Running to the bathroom, being sick whenever I think about dad's words. I don't know if I regret investigating further and not letting it go. I realize now that I won't be hearing from any of my family anytime soon, and for the first time in over 6 months now I think it maybe is for the best. Too long didn't read my family believes or wants to believe that I have been spreading rumors about them. What I don't understand is how her affair is being totally looked over when there was another witness beside you present. I only have one thing to say: cut all contact with your whole family, and if you can move to another city, town, country, seek help ASAP and take care of yourself, your husband, and your baby. I am so sorry that your family is punishing you like this, just when you should be having so much joy sharing your baby with them. Get some counseling. Even if it's to come to terms with what you saw that day. You know that wasn't the first time your mom cheated, and she's probably still doing it. But they've all decided to overlook it, and somehow they've transferred their anger at your mother's betrayal onto your reaction. Nice trick. Counseling. Now, Edit why I am advocating counseling for OP is for her own peace of mind and understand she has no part in the family's nuclear backlash. She deserves to drop the upset that's causing her distress and sleepless nights. First of all, congratulations. Secondly, focus on your own family. Dear, you have a new baby. You don't need this BS in your life right now. You love and respect them, but they don't love you or respect you. That's not healthy for you. If they don't want you, don't make effort. Because you did nothing wrong and you're making effort for nothing. I think they can even try to come back in your life when they realize you gave up on them. Third story. My 26 female husband 28 male have been tougher for 7 years, and he still refuses to talk about ex. Hi everyone. So I and my husband have been together for 7 years, and he has never touched me. In the beginning he said it was because he was shy and had had a traumatic experience, so I didn't push. Now we've been married for a year. Together for 7 and things have only gotten worse. I've asked him a few times to use a vibrator I bought especially to help us get over this, and the few times like count on one hand he has it's felt like a favor, and that I owe him after. On the other hand we always start X with me going down on him, and he makes small gabs about how I don't go down on him enough if anything Zul comes up. That tends to be where our conversations on the matter stop. I've tried to talk it through with him in a respectful way many times, and have even gotten to the point where I've told him if things don't change reciprocation. The stop of guilt trips. Etc. This relationship is not going to last or my frustrations would one day build up, and I would do something stupid, and I didn't want that to happen. His solution to that talk was that I should just go down on him more, and I might find that he would be more giving. I tried that and no surprise it was still not enough, and he did not change his ways at all. I've tried suggesting we go to a relationship therapist, and he said no but that he would try to change. I think you can probably tell by this point what the outcome of that was. I feel like this has started to bleed into the rest of your relationship and has definitely affected the rest of our ex life as the same selfishness extends to the rest of X too. We do the positions he likes. At the time he likes, then he gets up and does what he likes. I've started to notice that I am the only one who does any of the food shopping, the house cleaning and looks after our pets. He will come home and sit on the couch looking at his phone after work until dinner is ready. Eat it, then 8 times out of 10, I'll have to clean up and watch something that we both agree on or what he wants to watch on TV. And although he does work a lot, so do I just WFH. It's also a damn challenge to even get him to kiss me. And forget ever doing anything romantic. Like taking me out on a date or getting me something just because he was thinking of me. The only time I get him to actually talk about our problems is if I get to my wit's end and cry. I know he doesn't see what he is doing as selfish, and I try to be understanding that he works really hard, but I can't help but feel like this is not a relationship I see growing in a healthy way as we get older, and I am not sure how to remedy the situation. I found myself making a pros and cons list on separating this evening, and found that the only cons were that he might take our cats, and that we would have to see the house we just bought. I really think this relationship could be fixed, but I am just lost as to if I am just expecting too much. Stuck in a bad mindset, or if this whole thing is actually just not going to work any longer, and I need to make the hard decision to cut it off now. I'd love an external view, and if this is something anyone with experience sees getting any better. Thanks guys. Too long didn't read. My partner is selfish in love life. Day-to-day life. And will not talk about it or try to remedy the situations. I found myself thinking more and more about divorce, and I'm not sure if all these issues are just built up in my head or if this is actually something I should be seriously considering. I'll be honest. I don't buy that he has trauma that makes him perfectly willing to receive oral and have X on his terms where he gets off without making any effort to please you. But that makes him too shy or hurt to kiss you or touch you romantically, or give a shit whether you enjoy yourself. I think he's bullshitting you. It's possible he really has some legitimate issues. But they don't explain his behavior. You cannot fix a relationship with someone who's already getting everything they want, doesn't care how you feel, and refuses to discuss any of it. There is no amount of effort from your side that can make him do a share of the necessary work to improve things. This is what he's like, and he has no incentive to change. If you could find some way to push him into making an effort, you'd just be left thinking this is what it took. My misery wasn't enough. Expect that when you tell him you're leaving, he'll promise all kinds of improvements, and may even follow through on some for a time. Don't believe him. They won't last. Hit like if you enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing to our channel.